Hey, and welcome to another episode of Conspiracy Weekly. I'm Megan Thomas.
And I'm Taylor Varner.
I know that Taylor is so excited
for
this topic, so I'm going to let you kind of introduce.
Okay. Well, this week we have a great topic, probably the funnest one. We're doing the Disney conspiracies, where how Pixar has tied in together like all the movies throughout the years, like Tarzan and to Frozen, which I know you're so excited about because you're a huge Frozen and Elsa fan.
That's all I can say. Like, I was a little skeptical about this one at first because we kind of talked about it subliminal messaging episode last year, but I was like, okay, you know what? We can try. Disney has so many secrets that we have yet to uncover, so
yeah. I mean,
it was a challenge.
The conspiracies and the everything behind it's crazy.
Yeah.
And it makes a lot of sense.
It really does.
I believe it. I actually believe this conspiracy.
This is how serious it is. He's pointing really hard on his paper, so you know that it's about to go down.
It's going down.
Yeah. So, I mean, is there one that you wanted to start off with, or?
Well, yeah, I'll go in. The first one, one that I find, because it's like one of the saddest moments in Disney history, I feel like, when Jessie, the owner, in Toy Story 2, when Jessie's owner leaves her and Sarah McLachlan singing, all her thing. That's sad. I have that song on my.
Why would you have that song? Like, do you want to make yourself sad?
I know. One time I played it and my friends were like, "No, change it."
When Sarah McLachlan comes up, you know that you're just gonna cry, like in your entire being, your soul, everything.
Yeah, it's something about her voice.
Well, she is associated with sad.
The ant. All yeah.
We don't even have to say it. We're just like,
everybody knows. Yeah. Okay, so it's really kind of crazy, and this is one that I do believe. I feel like it is good.
It's like, spit it out. I want to know.
So, the true identity of Andy's mom. They think it's, Emily is in Toy Story 2, the girl that leaves Jessie. It starts with the red hat that Andy, you see him in the first one. He's always wearing when he's playing with Woody.
I always wanted that hat.
I know, it's like a staple. And we all know Jessie has the same hat that we see in Toy Story 2 that she's always wearing. Well, they're saying Jessie's owner Emily gave her away in the super sad tearjerker moment in Toy Story 2. Yeah. Well, the decorations on the wall of her room, it's 50s and 60s theme. So they're tying it back to that time frame, and they're like, well, that would be the right time, because she's the mother of Andy now. Right. So they said she's old enough to be Andy's mom. And so Andy's mom is quite possibly Emily, and by a freak twist of fate, Jessie ended up with the son of the former owner, so it all came full circle.
My mind, it can't contain all this information. It's
like, what?
I remember reading that for the first time, and I was just like, it makes sense. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, that one, I was like, I have to talk about that because everybody, if you don't kind of feel something that, you're not a human. So
besides that sad moment, I think everyone will agree with me when I say this, the Fox and the Hound, where he is left in the forest.
Awful. Tragic.
I'm in my 20s and I still cry.
It's a tragedy. It's a travesty. Any dramatic word that starts with the T, that's what it is.
Mr. T. Mr. Tragedy.
But no, I remember when I would watch that movie when I was young, and I would just bawl. I bet my parents were like, there's something wrong with this kid.
No.
6-year-old bawling, and I would just replay it and cry. It was sad. I don't watch that movie, though, because I don't want to cry, so.
See,
I don't like to cry, and I don't.
I don't either, but if there's purpose to the film and it's gonna be built on later in the plot, then I'm okay with it. But if it just ends there, I'm just like, I'm done. Just
over
walk
it.
Away.
There's no answers. This one I thought was really interesting and cool.
Yeah.
Started out, and I think it's true. I mean, the time frame all matches up with everything.
Right.
So.
So the first one that I have on my basically play-by-play list. Yeah, it's football mafia. It's all going down. Just kidding. This is not it. But the first one is where Elsa and Anna's parents are actually Tarzan's parents. I really didn't like this one, just the fact that Tarzan was being tarnished by Frozen. But I was like, okay, I'm gonna try to understand this theory. He's like, I have a different whatever, but So basically, these fans, they came up with this theory where the parents they weren't completely killed off.
This is the coolest theory, I think, actually, from all of them.
But continue.
Yeah,
but
keep
yeah,
going.
And like when the producers were asked by fans if they were actually killed off, they didn't deny it, but they didn't confirm it either. So it's just like, okay. And they said that like I said before, they didn't die completely in the wreck, but they were in the shipwreck. They escaped an island where they built shelter, started a new life, and get killed by a jaguar. Oh, that makes it even better.
Well,
So they die either way.
You skipped the little part. I'm sorry. I have because the cool part because when Elsa's parents they leave at the beginning of the movie, and then in Tarzan you see the ship, and so that's how they're saying, and then they tied it together geographically.
See,
because that's where they were going for the wedding or something, right?
See, this is the thing though. This is where I debunk it. It's just like logically, when you watch Frozen and that film, you see the ship just being completely engulfed by the waves. So there's no way they could have survived that.
Wait,
though.
yeah, I just remembered. Sorry, cutting you off again because it just came to me.
I will forgive you.
That they were going to Ariel and Eric's wedding.
Okay, where did the Little Mermaid come into play?
And that's how it's tied in. And the ship that Ariel is going, yep.
But no.
And so they're saying that's the ship in the Little Mermaid.
Okay, so
it's tied.
So they're not Tarzan. Yeah, it's not Tarzan's parents, and I'm okay with that. So it's just like I'm okay with that. But like I said before, like they couldn't be in that shipwreck category because again, like you mentioned, they went down with their ship.
Yeah.
So.
It's so weird how it geographically pans out, too.
And honestly, I really thought this one out just because I'm a huge Tarzan fan. And it's just like, okay, I'm going to debunk this theory in every possible way. So,
okay.
And you're like, this is a little too passionate here. This is actually a good transition for the next theory that I have. And it's Jane from Tarzan is actually Belle and Beast's granddaughter.
Never heard of this one.
Mm-hmm.
Breaking news.
Breaking news. Jane is related to Belle, and it is glorious. I love it. And it makes sense because she has so many attributes that Belle has. Like, she understands where Tarzan's coming from. Mm-hmm. She has a thirst for knowledge that can't be denied, and she's trying to understand the world around her. But then when the world is just, let's be honest, the world can be overbearing sometimes, and you just want to escape in, like, a film or a book. In this case, books, and it makes sense. And it's just like, she can communicate with the gorillas. I mean, come on. Like, she understands them. And that animalistic, like, she just understands them. And I think the icing on the cake for me is, have you heard about, like, the Easter eggs that Disney does or anything?
Yes.
It's just, like, where they place, like, different objects or, like, people.
Throughout the movie.
Yeah, and the Easter egg in Tarzan is Mrs. Potts and Chip. So, have you concluded yet?
Whoa.
See, the only thing that kind of makes me a little skeptical is that Beauty and the Beast was set in France, but Jane and her father were from England. That's the only thing that kind of throws me off a little bit. So I don't know, like, it was her mom or her dad that was from France.
No, we had another one. We wanted to talk about the Boo.
Boo.
And Brave.
Boo and Brave has quite a title.
Boo Brave.
Boo is brave. Yes, that one, like, I could kind of sense that in Brave. Honestly, Merida is one of my favorite Disney princesses, so I was really excited about this one, too.
I wonder why.
Very funny. I like her Scottish accent. She's just independent, and I love it. But basically, Boo, she, as you've seen, like, in Monsters, Inc., she goes through the different realities, different worlds, and she's trying to understand. Like, this is kind of like a sequel to Monsters, Inc., in a way. Like an unofficial one, because she's trying to find Sully and make sense of the world around her again.
Because which part Sully's in Brave?
Yeah, it's where Merida goes to her to get that potion, and like there's a wood carving in the background of Sully.
It's Sully.
And she time travels, and I guess she just gets like, I don't know if she just got stuck there. I'm not sure. That'd be really sad if she just got stuck in that time period and she never found Sully again. And honestly, it makes sense to me because, I mean, as a young child, like, and you go through, like, a world of monsters, you're either going to be traumatized for life, you're going to forget about it, or you're going to, like, make it your life mission to find the source, which would be Sully, to make sense of everything around them. So, I mean, that's how I
all these conspiracies. Our last conspiracy today.
Wait, I have another one to add after this one. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is the Tangled witch, the mom or whatever, and the Snow White, the evil, lady in Snow White. So It said, a Tumblr user with an eagle eye spotted this one. Entangled, the dagger and the knife in the drawer that Mother Gothel opens looks very similar to the box and dagger the evil queen gives the huntsman in Snow White. The evil queen in Snow White was obsessed with beauty, so much she wanted to get rid of someone deemed fairer than her. Entangled, Gothel is obsessed with staying young, so much so she kidnapped a princess and kept her locked away in a castle. And when Gothel returns to her old age, in the end, to Tangled, she looks a lot like the old hag in Snow White. And I have to agree, she does.
Just minus, like, the just huge mole on her nose.
And look at, I mean, they look a lot in the beginning. I mean, they...
See, like, I will confirm it for you. It's pretty...
And then in the end...
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty...
It's gruesome.
You know what? Disney and Pixar are messing with us.
They
just like to have... They just want to throw in little... You know...
That actually kind of alludes to the last thing that I wanted to mention, and I thought it was like the mother lode of everything.
Okay.
It's like...
It tops the Frozen, the Little Mermaid.
In my opinion, yes.
Tarzan.
Yes. That's how serious I am about this. I've heard about this a long time ago, but the more you read about it, it's been a while since I've kept up with this show, but I did watch like a good first half of it, and it makes sense. So... I wonder how I should break this to Taylor. Walking Dead and Toy Story are the same thing. Yeah.
What?
Yeah, Walking Dead and the Toy Story.
Now, Toy Story is like my favorite thing, and now you got to put zombies in it again.
I'm sorry, but that's just the way life is, okay? Disney's
It's
already
full of
messed
zombies.
with you. Disney's already messed with you, so you might as well just like accept it.
Yeah, accept it and move on.
Because I mean, if you think about it, Woody is a sheriff. He has to constantly deal with very grumpy friends or like his little tribe or whatever, and they have to like. Once Buzz and Woody are taken away, like they're in this area where apparently haunted undead toys, I guess. This is a very loose version of the actual version. These are just like key points and everything. And like he loves like his boy more than life itself. That'd be Andy, and it goes on. And the more you look at it, it's just like like that's how dramatic it is. That's a very condensed
So Toy Story is The Walking Dead.
Yes.
Okay.
Toy Story was cool before The Walking Dead. Walking Dead was just...
Well, yeah, Toy Story is still way cooler, so...
They're coming out the fourth one.
I know.
I'm excited.
And they're coming out with Dory, and the dinosaur one. And...
Goes on for like 10 minutes
Yeah,
later.
there's more, but it's okay. I won't waste...
No spoilers here. That's pretty much all the Disney mind-blowing stuff I can
Yeah, I think we went through quite a bit of them in a good amount of time.
I think so too. It's just like very condensed version.
Yeah,
again, we encourage you to do your own research and try to figure out things why they are the way they are.
Definitely.
So, I mean, if you want to tweet at us and talk about it with us, we're totally here. You can tweet at ucentralmedia and the hashtag
Conspiracy Weekly.
And then you can also check us out at ucentralmedia.com for other episodes as well. So, I'm Megan Thomas.
And I'm Taylor Varner.
And this has been an episode of Conspiracy Weekly. Stay safe out there.